But let's go ahead and get into the intro of the video. This is fair use, fair use, fair use.
That's what I was saying. It's hotter than the devil's ass.
I'm sorry, nigga. It was an icebox. I promise.
Well, I can't forget to mention how hot it was in Storm's house, you know? Not really sure why he's blazing the heat in Atlanta, but let's get into it.
For like 3 days. It was literally 50 degrees.
Did I just tell everybody that we walked in? I'm like, yeah, it's hot. Yeah. There he came in here and was like, it's hot. And we found out together that the heater was on. And that he's on the fan. So that's the reason why it's not hot.
I don't like to be cold. But we're going to get right into it, Larry. We're going to get right into it. So, okay, let me just be, you are Dr. Larry right now. How would you like to be? Larry. All right. So, Larry, I gotta ask you, were you ever in a relationship?
Well, you know, for them to just start the conversation, you know, it was just hot in there. So I want to know, with things heating up, and you automatically go to TASHAK. That's why I have a question. That's when I assume that this was pre-planned. This was a pre-planned conversation. You know, let's talk about how hot it is, and then we'll move on to her disparaging comments, right? So let's get into it. Like I said, you know, this just appears to me to be a zesty meeting, you know? Let's all pile on. Let's pile on to a woman. Let's go.
No.
Yeah, so she said that the order out of nowhere is her hair. And it does something good.
Oh, no, she lied. I remember the show.
Okay,
go ahead.
Then she also said that you would offer to because you had a movie and travel. I want you to just address
No, she mixed it up. You know, something that stretches that makes it wrenches to get like money. She wore her hair horribly on her show, and I called and said, "Don't ever wear your hair like that. You look the hot mess."
Oh.
It was not about I did something to me.
Okay.
I don't know why she did that. As far as massage, she had a Natasha called me Laura. Now I saw her husband more than I saw her in person. Only went to the house twice.
Okay.
For her husband, we had a and he was in the whole house and he did. But this only saw Tasha twice in person, maybe 3 times. 2 of those times at her house. Okay. And her husband and her children were there. So I never say nothing to her about offering her a massage at all. I don't remember a massage conversation between me and her except her calling me and she said, "Why your voice sound like that?" I said, "I'm getting a massage." I didn't hurt. Yeah, okay. She just made that all the way up.
You didn't say nothing like.
So pretty much what they're doing now is trying to change the narrative, in my opinion. You know, let's talk about the facts. Why didn't we talk about the accusations and what's going on? Right? Well, we have more to get into, and shout out to TASHAK and her diligence. Huh? She actually showed up to my mentor's panel, and boy, does she have some things to say. Oh, yeah, she does. And she did, and let's get into it.
G to make the girls upset. Dr. Sarah sick in the motherfucking building. Dr. Kwani in the motherfucking building. Yes, Dr. Miss Kwame in the motherfucking building. Yes. Here the dang Bailey. Yes. Uniquely honest. Thank you. Yes.
Okay, of course. So King Payne is, welcoming his audience and doing the roll call. And, Tasha puts the link, and then she appears on the show. So here we go. Here's Tasha.
Queen. Yes. Ooh. Ooh. Let's do the pause for that. Okay. We got to special guest to motherfucking house. Okay, Miss Amelia herself. Okay, she told me she got a little bit of fast one. Let me pull up.
I had to come through and stop and see the cat.
Oh, okay, because I thought you didn't know me.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. You have done some great work this week, brother.
Thank you.
Thank you. Can I say it? Can I say what you did?
Go ahead.
Thank you for sending me that 4.5-hour big confessional from Dr. Larry Reid Sticky.
All right, so here we are. We are about to hear from Tasha K herself and her perspective on what is going on, why she did what she did. People are saying, well, Tasha, you're not a friend. Well, Tasha said, well, I am a friend. I am getting someone justice. She says, I'm getting someone justice, and you guys just needs to be a little bit patient, because she interviewed the guy's mother. The accuser's mother has been interviewed, and so has the young man. But let's go ahead and get back into the commentary.
Thank you, because I wasn't gonna pay for it, right? But I was just like, I need that video. I need that video. And I hit you. I said, give me that video now. And the reason I put that video out tonight on our platform was because I didn't want people to forget what LaFontaine said. And so how Larry came in after he said there was no relationship. I didn't know him. Now all of a sudden I did have a relationship. I knew that he had a relationship. And I didn't even play the part that you played, which is King saying that the little boy came to them saying that Larry was touching them. And they said, well, you're just in love with him.
You're a liar.
You're a liar. They told him that. I didn't even put that part out yet. I'm going to still put that part out. But I just wanted to say thank you. And I wasn't going to do that, do Wiley's show and not do your show. Because y'all have really been out here for Levante.
All right, shout out to those that are out there that are here for justice and not for anything else. You know what I mean? So give me 1 second, and we are going to go back over to Storm Monroe's interview.
Because that's what she said. You said
It was like a joking, like a sexual innuendo. When it comes to marrying a woman, and I've done this on my show, in the comments in the morning. I'm like, you married? I want to I say what I want to say. So if anybody wants that,
okay. We need, hey, that's why I asked you. Let me ask you, do we have a clear?
Allegedly, just looking at Storm Monroe, he looks a bit like a leech. You know, if you've ever met somebody or seen somebody that only hangs around for benefit and opportunity, that's what it looks like right here. And it seems like Storm is trying to give his most upstanding appreciation for Larry Reed. And it's like, I'd rather you come over to my house. That way, you know where I stay. You know what I mean? And it's given very sassy. It's giving all over the place. It's giving, were there cocktails passed around before this live started? Because everyone was hot all of a sudden. But let's get into it.
What is great for you? Or you, like, what are you?
Well, I do say I am a person, but I always say on the platform that I'm harder and more reality that I am white. Now, I was that, but I never said that.
Now, listen, guys, it's the awkward behavior in this video for me. And so, what I'll do is I'll bring it up because I want you guys to see just the weird energy. It seems like Armon brought all his demons with him. You know what I mean? It seems like he brought all his demons with him in his pocket. But let's get into this video, child. Get into this body language. And actually, what I'll do is I won't even play I'll mute the content and I'll just play the video. But get into Armon. I mean, he looks so uninterested. He looks bored. He looks like he's ready to go. It's like, it's hot in here. I still have on my jacket. Is it really that hot? Is it really hot up in there? And then it's like he's zoning out. You know what I'm saying? Like he's just zoning out. Doesn't want to be there. I mean, uncomfortable chairs. It seems like Larry has the only decent chair. It looks like it's an office chair, whatever. And then Storm is there. He just looks like he's working up a sweat. And he's just like, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, master. He has that yes, master, yes. Look at how Armon is looking at him. Armon is looking at him like, you are bored. It's hot. My back is hurting. This chair, this little bitty room. He's observing. He's looking around like, really, you're over here. You're giving content, and this is all the space that you have. You know what I'm saying? But see, Armon, he's got that swag, like, I'm that girl, and look at him. He's just so uninterested. It's just, he's so uninterested. Armon and Storm's energy is way off. And I feel like the energy is off is because, Storm, allegedly burnt those candles on Armon. And I feel like the spirits in there were fighting at Armon because Armon can't even hold a smile on his face, people. Look at him. There's nothing in there, Armon. An empty bottle. So Armon is letting us know, this guy is cheap. He's not a great host. I'm thirsty. He's over here clout chasing. He's trying to make his move. I'm just reading the body language. Why is it so stupid? Igga, over here asking these dumb questions, having stupid conversations. Like, have you not heard the news lately? That's what Armon is giving. I could be wrong. But just from observation, look at his face. Oh yeah, you can tell Armon is over it. And Armon is used to being in charge. And you have Storm, that wants to be the next Oprah, you know. What is that lady's name? I gotta figure out her name. Okay, so let's get into this audio and see what they're talking about.
He don't want that. He just being silly.
No, it's not. I think at that moment.
Yeah, it's not that deep.
I am realizing that.
You can't really be your. I still wasn't in so.
I feel like it's because the way you present, like maybe flash, you have a that's kind of like, I'm doing good, I'm healthy, I'm flashy, I'm online.
So why should he have to hide that though at the same time? If that's his reality.
Because I kind of think that just people in general, like when you become successful, you have to hide certain things about yourself.
Right.
Like they don't want to, like in this space that we're in, you can't show it if you have a nice car. You can't show it if you have people won't want to donate. They'll donate. They won't want to support you. They won't. They'll start.
They'll rob your shit.
They'll rob you, or they'll stop pulling. They'll start pulling back their support.
Oh wow! So now we have Storm, bringing up, oh, they'll rob you. Well, Storm, what are they going to rob? What are they going to do? Come there and get those, those raggedy chairs that everybody's looking so uncomfortable in? It's the fantasy world. It's the fantasy thinking for me. It's the fantasy thinking for me. But like I said, you have three guys that fell out with this woman, and they thought that it was safe to come and join each other in a kumbaya. It's really given Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears when we think about, what's his name? Storm, gets turned on when it comes to, essay stories. If anything was forced, he would love details. If it was, like I said, if it was an essay situation, he wants to know the details, of that, because it seems like he gets a hard on, he gets a boner. Oh yeah, absolutely. Let's get into this content. He's going to tell us in a minute. I don't know where at in this part, but I will definitely point it out when I hear it.
Yes.
So you almost have to act broke.
Yes.
Notice, even like in the consecrated world, the most brokest people get a lot of the support.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Because they're like this. There's this underdog thing, and once people start to see you as like being on top or this top dog, they start not supporting you and they start trying to tear you down. So
I didn't think about it, but
Well, Armon would definitely know about tearing people down. I mean, look at him and Jason Lee's relationship, down the drain. The tearing down and the maliciousness. Sometimes people aren't even being malicious. Sometimes it's just a test. And obviously, sir, you failed. Obviously you failed. But get back up again. Don't sit up and make it seem like it's someone else's problem. right? Now, let's get over here and see what Tasha has to say about it. Because, like I said, Tasha went over to the official King Payne's channel and shared her thoughts over there. So, give me 1 second and we'll bring up the content. And actually, as I bring up the content, I want to let you guys know to please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. All donations are appreciated. It goes to building this channel. Okay. All right, guys. So now let's get into this content and see what Tasha has to say.
It ain't got nothing to do with me. It ain't got anything to do with no other bullshit. It's got everything to do with these victims. And the fact that I was even educated, like after everything came out, and I called this man, and so, and to tell him that I had this stuff, and you know how I feel about
You wouldn't
men.
believe some of the things that they said about you today.
Ooh, listen. I wouldn't be surprised at none of it. Like I said, I just was like, did someone really say that I pulled out my titty, as if I pulled out my titty for him and I was breastfeeding my son?
That's for real. That's what.
And see, that's the part right there. You know, breastfeeding is normal, is natural. And I encourage all women to breastfeed if you can, if you are able to, because I know there are some women that cannot. And for somebody to take somebody feeding their child because the child is hungry as a sexual gesture is really, in my opinion, that's a sick thought. And that's, you know, to each his own if that's your fantasy and things like that. But I feel like there's a time and place for fantasy land. And while a child is, you know, trying to be nourished, I don't think that that would be the time to go that route. That's my opinion. Some people won't agree, but let's get into it.
He said, girl. He said he's seen your titties plenty of times, several times. He's
Everybody
giving me
seen my.
peeping time.
Do you remember how many times I was on live breastfeeding my son? I was on live stream breastfeeding my son, and he was like, and then the fact it's the confusion for me, because before I was a dyke, I was a butch, I was all this stuff, right? Uh, my husband deserved better, and you.
Well, on Tasha's behalf, I do remember the fact that, you know, Storm was, well, Montrez was, you know, saying that Tasha had a girlfriend and, you know, he had this exclusive, he knew details and things like that, right? But it seems like Storm is lusting over this woman and her man. You know, he was hope, in my opinion, from observation, it appears that, you know, somebody wanted something to happen. Oh yeah, but Tasha's going to tell us.
In my house saying that you wanted to fuck me, like, I was like, are you hearing this? Are you hearing Montrez? I didn't even know who this man was in my house. That's how scary it was. Like, he had told me his mama named him Storm. The man's real name is Montrez. You did that. I had nothing. Like, the fact that he even thinks that I did that, I'm like, you.
Are y'all surprised? The official King Payne, yes. He be on it, and so does his daughter, Queen Tulsa. Let's get into it.
Told me what I was like, what? This man has never been truthful about anything when it comes to himself, his sexuality, his name, everything, like every single thing. So I just wanted to come on here and say, good job.
And I just want you to clear up something real quick because they
What's
kind of put
up?
out some misinformation. And for me, this was the biggest red flag in the whole interview with me having some behind the scene knowledge, because they'll lie about something as small as the conversation that we had behind the scenes. They'll lie about anything.
You talking about our
So
phone calls, me,
our
you,
phone call that me, you,
Armon, and
yes,
Larry Reed? Okay, let's
exactly.
go.
So according to them hoes over there, okay, I was at some point checked during the phone call, and Larry.
Well, child, there you have it. There you have it. There's a lot of misinformation going around, and we can't control what people are seeing on their platforms. But I would just say do your research for yourself. Oh, absolutely. Do your research for yourself. Don't depend on nobody's information but your own, right? Do your information on your own. But let's get on over here to the Zesty crew because now I'm curious. I didn't even do a timestamp on this video, but there was a part where Storm, Larry, I guess he asked Larry about, him being taken advantage of. And I'll just say that. But here, guys, I didn't watch the whole interview. So we'll just go to the part where I stopped.
And that's when that just was like, and then I put mine on it. Nobody knew I could do it. Look, and then wait, but that's when I started to hold my back. Is when I started being forthcoming that I'm doing pretty good. Not just me. Yeah. There are 14 households that's sitting on my back. I didn't just bring myself up. I brought a whole community up.
Get some paper towels in that bathroom, right? You cut right to your right. Yes, sir. Thank you.
I think we're supposed to help folks. Like, they were killing me because I'm going, if I see you live and I like you,
you'll send some money.
I'm going to send some money. Ain't that what we supposed to do?
Let me tell you something. You've been blessing the ministry of the ARMONWIGGINS show. And let me tell you, let me give you a hug.
Okay, so now they're talking about, the donations that Larry Reed is sending. And, shout out to Larry Reed for sending those $500 donations to those individuals that he liked. He just said that, I send money if I like you. Mm-hmm. Well, he likes me and he never sent me $500. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm still waiting because I am monetized. And Armand wants to give him some love. He wants to wrap his arms around him. But let's get into it.
No, because I really appreciate that. No, listen, because of you, I was able to redo my set and keep going. Like that is important. Like, cause for me, those things for me, I put those back into my business, my brand, because.
Now, Armand was over there shading Storm Monroe. Armand says, with that money that you had given me, I reinvested, back into my show, my set. I can't speak for everybody, because it seemed like they were just, in a very small room. They were very cooped up together. And so I don't, I don't know if he was making the remark towards Storm in the heated room. It is just a lot. And now I'm getting hot.
You know, it's part of it. I love to be able to do that. So thank you.
But you good.
And I appreciate it.
Yeah,
and
you
you
like
deserve it.
really good.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah,
I really do.
so that's, but I do it, and I've done it. Some of y'all I did it for. I hate I done it because y'all make it. Y'all put it on me, and you know this stuff is a lie. You know what's a
So
lie.
we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. So let me ask this before we get to that. What is your sexuality? So we can have it on the record. Because I think I know, but I'm gonna
Tell me what you think. I'm gonna tell you the honest.
I think you're pansexual.
That's so funny. Remember I mentioned that?
Yeah.
I said I'm toying with that.
I think you're
I don't
pansexual.
really like labels, but I know labels are necessary to teach. But that's I've been exploring that one.
Okay.
Because I know I'm not gay. Have I set the opinion? Mm-hmm.
How many?
It ain't been like.
Okay, guys. So at this point right here, I started raising my eyebrows because, Larry says, have I? He says, ever, bopped a guy? Yes. And, Storm got very excited. Those muscles, he really started sweating, guys. Palms sweaty, muscles bulging. And, he was about to bust out of those jeans that he was in. In those jeans. But let's get into it.
I thought she was gay.
I don't.
Yeah, I feel like everyone around you is gay. I feel like you don't have straight. I feel like everyone around you is gay.
Everyone around me is not.
Well, I feel like your main core people are gay.
They're not.
They're not.
I got Latrice, who identifies gay. Who used to be TASHAK cook. That's my cousin.
Okay.
And then who else? Well, she identified. Oh, then I got a lot of gay members.
What about your friends?
I know a lot of people out there. I know.
Are you gay?
No, he's not.
Why do the people think they're gay?
All right, so here we are. The question of sexuality comes up. Everybody's cool about it. Storm feels like he has to put on his security badge and be security rather than letting it be a genuine conversation, right? So now he's saying, listen here, B, this is my show. Now he's got this energy for Armon. He said, listen here, B, this is my show, okay? And let me show you how it's done over here, right? Let's get into it.
I just ask it.
But yeah, why you think that?
No, the people
But they're
think
not.
that. Yeah. I'm just saying, no disrespect.
Yeah.
Okay, so Larry and Armon cannot have a conversation because Storm got his panties up his butt. And he's irritated. He's letting Armon know, like, back up. Don't mess with my man. That's the energy in the song that just started playing in my head, but I could be wrong. Let's go.
But why
Because I hear you.
Why they think Storm gay?
Well,
Why do they think Storm is gay?
I throw it out there.
Storm has a zesty energy.
Yeah. I put it in. I judge it on the camera. Yeah.
Yeah,
But I don't think he's gay.
What you think?
I thought, but you're zesty, Larry. You got a little zest to you.
Okay, in order to be, in order to compete on YouTube as a dude,
Talking to women, you gotta be.
you got
gotta be.
In fact, when I get turned up, my voice go higher like this, and I do all this.
You gotta be.
But I'm not regular talking with you.
Women like that shit.
Yeah, it's you the women make the whole thing.
Oh.
Let's see, with my man, I don't want my man to be all jizzed down. Like, I need to hear that bass in your voice. I need to see, I need to see and hear that masculinity. I'm a woman, I'm feminine. When I think of a man, I think strong, I think, head of the household. I think, he's the man. Nothing soft about him. I don't need him to change his tone and do all that. I'm not saying talk to me reckless, but I don't need a man to be all hi and yeah and get all the switching and moving your hips and stuff. No, I don't need all that. Just be you. You don't have to be extra.
Otherwise, you gotta go talk to men.
That's exactly why you got to go into that man's spirit circle.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
So you're bisexual?
No.
Oh, you're not.
He's pansexual.
No, I am. I just know I do. Gay doesn't sit well with me.
Okay.
And I've had enough experiences to know.
So Montrez is bent on Larry Reed being pansexual, and when he says it, he has this look in his eye. It's like, I know what you like. You know. And Montrez said, we're going to hook up at my house. We're not going to go to a hotel. I want you to my house. I want you to know where I am. Guys, come over. You know what I mean? Let's get into it.
I got more questions about the experience.
Okay.
Okay, so when you suck the peen,
So what Montrez is inquiring about is Larry Reed was SA'd. And Montrez wants to know how many did he have to? And what are the details? And this man was a victim in a situation. And the only thing that Storm Monroe can come up with is something very, very, very dirty and just perverted. I'm gonna let him tell you. Hold on.
was it
See,
left?
this is why people think you're gay.
Oh, I get. Talking to women, you gotta be.
You got
You
to.
gotta be.
In fact, when I get turned up, my voice go higher like this, and I do all this.
You
But
gotta
my-
be.
But I'm not regular talking with
Women like that shit.
Yeah, it's you know women reading the whole thing.
Otherwise, you gotta go talk to men.
That's exactly why you got to go into that man's spirit circle.
Yeah.
So you're bisexual?
No.
Oh, you're not.
He's pansexual.
No, I am. I just know I do. Gay doesn't sit well with me.
Okay.
And I've had enough experiences to know.
I got more questions about the experience.
Okay.
Okay, so when you suck the peen, was it
See,
left?
this is why people think you're gay.
Oh, I give no fuck.
Because you
I
do
give no
this
fuck.
shit. But
I
that's
give
why
no
I
fuck.
like you.
So
That's why I like you.
when you suck the peen, did you enjoy the suckation?
No, I'm gonna tell you what I didn't enjoy.
Oh.
I enjoyed that I was good at it. Cause the way they Cause the way they responded. Now the reason why
It was just way
he don't want me to say that. They want me to say something.
All right, guys. So remember that I said that there was just a part that I really felt like I was going to just vomit. Well, we're coming up on that part, right? We're coming up on that part. So give me 1 second. You guys know I have to play, stop, give my commentary. This is how I feel about it. I think it's very disgusting. This whole conversation was a wreck from the start, if you ask me. So give me 1 second and let's dive into it.
To myself, but it's a true statement, and the reason that I was good at it is because I had a lot of practice as a child. I know that sounds bad.
Wow, that got dark.
But it's the truth.
Okay.
It is the truth. I had a lot of practice.
Wow.
I don't think I can laugh at that.
I don't.
You
I
took
don't.
the funny away.
Yeah, but it's the truth. It is my truth.
Damn.
It is really my truth. That's how I learned. And so I enjoyed in that moment.
That you were making him feel good.
Making him feel.
And then you have Storm comes in that you were making him feel good. That right there, man, if I had a shoe and I was in the audience, my shoe would have come off and went upside that man's head, y'all. Because it's the disrespect for me. This man is telling you that he was essayed, and the only thing that you could find in that moment to say was that you had to please him. It wasn't you're innocent, this, you're young, you don't know any better, you're going off the predator's instructions. That must have been hard. If you would like to share, tell me what that was about. See, it's too much activity going on over there. And so that's why I think it was a botched sham interview. Those are just my thoughts. Just giving Tiffany Haddish and Ari Spears, when Storm speaks of that. That's in my opinion.
Now, did you swallow? Hell no. So you spit.
So once again, we're talking about, Larry Reid being essayed. And the only thing that's up in Storm's head is, did he swallow? I would have lost it on him. That is a trigger. I would have lost it. What do you think is going on in that man's head?
Spit it out? Or did he nut on your face?
Neither. It's a true statement. And the reason that I was good at it is because I had a lot of practice as a child. I know that sounds bad.
Wow, that got dark.
But it's the truth.
Okay.
It is the truth. I had a lot of practice.
Wow. I don't think I can laugh at that. You took the funny away.
Yeah, but it's the truth. It is my truth.
Damn.
It is really my truth. That's how I learned. And so I enjoyed in that moment.
That you were making him feel good.
Making him feel good.
Now, did you swallow?
Hell no.
So you spit it out? Or did he nut on your face?
God. Neither of those.
Okay.
It was just a try to get back what I came to.
And that's where I just couldn't stop watching. I couldn't watch any further because my thing is, this man is being vulnerable. He shared with you that he was SA'd and this is how it took place. And the only thing that you could do was come up with the questions in your head and, make it perverted. It was like, oh, that's how you got good. Well, did you swallow? Did you spit? Or did he do it on your face? Why does it matter? It shouldn't have been done, period. What type of thinking are you on? So now when Tasha K says, I feel very uncomfortable, with this guy around, my house or my kids, I can see why. I can see why. That was disgusting. And it's like you get off to essay stories. Shame on you. What a filthy animal. Well, guys, that's the end of my commentary. You let me know what you think down below in the comments. If you are the replay gang, I definitely want to thank you for that. If you're a new subscriber, thank you for subscribing. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for returning. Until next time, I am Queen Tulsa.
Something else need love, so what's a girl to do? She needs love, some girls need love. Girls can't never say they want it. Girls can't never say how. Girls can't never say they need it. Girls can't never say nah. Girls can't never say they want it. Girls can't never say how. Girls can't never say they need it. Girls can't never say nah. Oh nah, give it to me like you need it, baby. Want you to hear me screaming, have it breathing. I don't need a reason, baby. I want it till you get by. I can get it to you right, baby. I wanna be healing. I can be real good. Please don't get these feelings. Hey, I need some love.
All right, guys, have a great night. Thank you for tuning in.